Hey guys, welcome in first lecture of JavaScript and ES6 primer. In this lecture you will learn about classes. So let's start. First go to your terminals. Here inside of our terminals I will show you a few commands you can use because we want to create our folder for our project. So let's type here ls, and this is a list command, so it will list all of the folders and the files in your current directory. Okay, and we want to create a folder here. So let's clear our screen by typing clear. And now mkdir, and this is a make directory, space and a name of directory. So let's say JavaScript primer or something like this. JS-primer. Alright, press enter and it was created. Let's type ls again. And you can see here is a JavaScript primer I just created. Okay, so let's navigate inside of this folder. Let's type cd and the name of folder, JavaScript primer, and cd is a change directory. So cd JS primer like this, press enter, and we are inside of a primer folder. And now I want to create a file here. You can do it by typing touch space and name of file. So for me it's gonna be index.js, index.js. Amazing, let's press enter, and now when you type ls, you can see you have here index.js. Okay, and now it's time to get to our coding editors. I will open my Visual Studio Code because it's very easy to debug code in this editor. Let's put it on full screen and let's find our projects here. So open, and here is JavaScript primer. I will open this folder, and here we are. So I hope you have opened your coding editors and here you have empty JavaScript file just for now. I will make this smaller. Here we have an output window, that's fine. And let's write some JavaScript. So just as a first thing, let's write console log, and let's say index.js. Save this file and let's go back to our terminals. And here let's run node index.js, and this will run your file and all the code inside, and you can see this console log here. Let's write here something else. Let's say I am from index.js. Let's save it, back to terminals, and you can get to your previous command by pressing up arrow on your keyboard. So node index.js, and I am from index.js. Amazing. Let's go back to our coding editors. And here let's talk about classes. So what is a class? What is an instance of a class? What is an object? And in real life you can think about classes as a blueprints. So let's say a recipe for a cake. And if you follow this recipe and you will put all of the ingredients inside, you will get a cake. And a cake is an instance of your class. And you can make more cakes from one recipe. So you can have more instances. And this is the same in object-oriented programming. So let's see it on a real example because I think that's the best way how to learn. I will write here a class. So up here, let's write class like this, and this class name will be car. And now curly brackets. So here we have an empty class, and let's write here constructor. Constructor like this, and you can imagine constructor just as a function, and every class have a constructor. And when you create an instance of your class, so when you create a cake from your recipe, this function is always called as a first. So let's describe our car with a brand and model and year. So let's write here this brand, and let's assign to it empty string for now, okay? This model and this year, like this, and year can be 0. Alright, so now you have your class, alright? And we can create an instance of this class by typing down here. Let's create a new variable here, const, and I will be talking about const and let in the next lecture, so don't worry. Let's create a variable here and let's call it car1. So this will be first instance of our class, and equals new car, just like this. And now we are creating instance of this class. And you can create a second instance. So let's say const car2 equals new car. Just like this. And I can place debugger here. And that's why I am using Visual Studio Code, because I can put here a breakpoint. So I will stop here execution of our code when I will run this file. And I will get here inside of our application. So here is icon on the left of a bug. Let's press it, and here is this green arrow. I will click it, and I will execute this file. Wait for it, and you can see I'm getting inside of a constructor. So I was here first, and I called new car, and new car called this constructor as the first thing. And now I'm assigning to brand model year these values. So you can see here, this brand model year is an empty string, and year is a 0. And I will be talking about this context in more detail in future lessons, but every class has this context. And this context holds all the variables of this class, all the functions, and other stuff. So when you want to specify your variables, your instance variables, you need to use this context, because you are specifying this variable on this class, on this car. And when I inspect this, I can see car here and all of the variables. So I hope this is clear. Okay, and I will continue execution, and you can see I'm getting here in a second car, and I'm calling new car. And I'm getting inside of constructor. Amazing. All right, so let's speed up a little bit, and as every function, you can specify arguments to your constructor. So let's say brand model year. And now I can assign to this brand I'm getting when I'm calling my class here. And to model, I can assign model, and to year, I can assign year like this. And now when I'm calling my class here, I can put inside of this bracket these values. So let's say brand, let's say Ford. I don't know any others brands, so that's why. And Ford Focus. And a year, let's put here, I don't know, 2015. Okay. And now second car, and it will be again Ford, and let's say Fiesta, and year 2000. All right, so like this, and I will execute my code again. Here, this green arrow, don't forget, and I want to get inside of our constructor. So this is a constructor for our first class here. And let's forward, and you can see we are getting brand Ford, model Focus, year 2015. So let's see it, and we are assigning all of these values we are getting to this context of our class that will be sitting here in our instance of a class. Just like this. Okay, now I can inspect my car1, and you can see I have available this brand, model, and year of our car. Amazing. And now I'm creating second car with my blueprint of my class and going inside of a constructor, and I'm assigning Fiesta and year 2000 to my car. Okay, so let's continue execution. Amazing. All right, so we created two instances of our classes. You can console log out something. Let's say you can console log out car1 and the brand if you want to get it. So car1 and the brand, just like this. Just this simple. I can go back to terminal and I can execute this. So node index.js, and I have my Ford. So that's it. Okay, so let's continue, and you can create also functions on your class. So let's write here display car informations like this. This is just function. Functions provides behavior to your classes. They provide functionality to your class. So you're writing it like this, and curly brackets, and display car informations. And here I want to console log out just all of this data I have here. So console log out this brand plus this model plus this year. Alright, and now I want to console log my car1 and display car informations, and let's call your function, because I'm referencing your function, but I'm not calling it. You need to put brackets. Alright, let's go, or we can stay here, and I can run our codes here. It's up to you, either in terminal or here. So I can remove this breakpoint, and let's continue, and you can see Ford Focus 2015, but it's together, everything, so we need to make spaces. So you get the spaces manually like this, and plus, and space here, and now when you run it, it should be fine. Ford Focus and 2015. Alright, and you can try it inside of your terminals. So here, and let's type here node index.js, and you can see we have Ford Focus here and undefined. So where is this coming from? Let's go back here, and we are writing to console logs here. So we are first consoling log out this function, and after this call of this function, and that's not very good. We need just to call just this. So car1, display car informations. Now when I save it and I will run it, you can see Ford Focus 2015. So I can place easily debugger here. Let's continue, and you will see I'm getting here, and I'm calling car1. And here on the proto object, you can find all of your functions that you specified here. So proto, and here is a display car informations. So I'm calling this function, and let's get inside. And here I'm consoling to log out this brand, this model, and this year. Okay, I will press this arrow to continue execution of our code. And Ford Focus 2015. Alright guys, so that should be it for this lecture. In the next lecture, we'll continue more with the classes. So I hope you learned something here, and see you in the next lecture.